Helldivers 2 has a wide variety of weapons, armors, and stratagems that allow players to pick the loadout that best fits their playstyle. This has led to the creation of a wide variety of factions that have different goals, ideals, and playstyles that help diversify the Super Earth Special Forces. In this video, I'll try my best to explain all of the popular fan-made factions that you might run into on the battlefield. The 99th Hell Company is built of some of the most skilled out of all of Super Earth's forces. However, these soldiers' main goal is focused on the completion of major orders, fighting mainly on the contested planets indicated by Super Earth directly. This makes them some of the most flexible Helldivers, as they are used to fighting on both fronts, forcing them to constantly change their loadouts to best fit their current orders. They are most often spotted by their unique uniforms, typically running the BO8 Light Gunner or the DP40 Hero of the Federation armors. The 99th Hell Company has proven its value to the Super Earth Armed Forces, and are some of the most decorated and high-ranking officers in the Federation. The Mercdivers P.M.C, or otherwise known as the P.M.C Mercdivers, are one of the largest factions that are not allied with the Super Earth Federation. However, these factions aren't allied with the Chaos Divers either. They are rather a neutral party on the side of profit. These Mercdivers are motivated by rewards and super credits rather than democratic victory, making them one of the more unique factions in terms of their association with Super Earth. The Mercdivers are led by a user named Hobogoblin, who believes that politics should be left to the wimpy pencil pushers and the dogma to the clergy. These hunter killers are focused on gaining as much profit as possible, while not actively fighting against or for the benefit of Super Earth. They only fight to gain as many super credits as they can. Yep, you read that name correctly. The Cheese Divers are one of the oldest known factions within the Super Earth Federation. They are characterized by their bright yellow armors, and are also one of the few factions to have a theme song.
We are the Cheese Divers. Together we stand in this wheel of life. We lend a helping hand.
They love puns and jokes about dairy products, and are one of the most loyal and ruthless factions out there. The Malevelon Creek Expeditionary Force, or the Hell Corps of the Creek, as the name implies, was dedicated to the liberation of the Malevelon Creek system. These creek crawlers, as many called them, would exclusively deploy into this system, hopeful for the inevitable liberation. After the system's liberation, these soldiers still show their valiant fighting spirit on the rest of the galactic battlefront, deploying to the harshest systems in order to preserve democracy. These divers are fairly self-explanatory. Although still helpful on the war front, they prioritize their looks over armor and weapon loadouts. The Purifiers are a specialized unit based on gas and flame weaponry, often wearing the accompanying resistance-based armor. This is my personal favorite faction, as I like flame and gas weapons a lot. These soldiers are widely specialized, fighting on both fronts. Similar to the 99th Hell Company, they mostly follow current major orders. Running into one of these divers is slightly uncommon, due to their deployments being on solo or duo missions exclusively, but they are still some of the most ruthless and loyal factions in the Super Earth Federation. The Freedom Alliance is one of the largest fan-led factions in the Super Earth Federation. This alliance is focused on creating their own operations and orders on the battlefront, finding soldiers who are looking for more ways to help spread democracy between or during major orders. These divers are also known as SOS divers, as they often answer beacons by divers of low level or in need of reinforcement. If you are interested in joining the Freedom Alliance, I recommend checking out r/low sodium Helldivers on Reddit if you are looking for more enlistment information. The members of the Freedom Alliance are seen as true heroes of the war effort for their bravery and outstanding performance assisting those in need. The Chaos Divers are the main enemy of Super Earth, and are actively against the Federation entirely. These soldiers banded together shortly after the controversy surrounding the Escalation of Freedom update that dropped a few months ago. Upset with the changes made by the Super Earth Armed Forces, this faction is dedicated to the death of the Federation. These soldiers often sabotage missions, sometimes even blending in and then turning on their allies to increase their potential lethality. Additionally, they target loyalist factions, and are advised by Super Earth High Command to be executed on site. Due to this faction's large size, there have been multiple branch factions that have slightly changed their ideals, although not directly allied with the Super Earth Federation. The Blitz Divers are one of the previously mentioned branch factions of the Chaos Divers, are instead somewhat loyal to Super Earth. These soldiers recognize the flaws of the Super Earth government and aim to try and unite the two groups in order to defeat the common enemies found across the galaxy. However, the Federation is cautious towards these divers, as their passionate and spirited ideas are often viewed as anarchistic. They are much smaller in size than some of the other factions, and thus not deemed a direct threat to the Federation at this time, complaints doing so. The 1st Colonial Regiment, often referred to as the tip of the spear, is mainly focused on the scientific research behind the war effort. Having a decently large presence on the war front, this regiment collects valuable scientific data while spreading managed democracy throughout the galaxy. This data is later analyzed and published by their YouTube channel, which is directly endorsed by the Super Earth Ministry of Science. If you are interested in more information about the enemies of Super Earth, as well as the technology behind our weapons and machinery, I highly recommend checking them out. The 101st Hell Battalion is a band of misfits dedicated to spreading democracy. This group of bug squishers are some of the most hardcore soldiers at Super Earth's disposal. These are some of the most dedicated role players and take multiple steps to ensure only the most serious get enlisted into their battalion. If hardcore immersion is what you're looking for, enlist on their official Discord ASAP, as they are always looking for new recruits. And yeah, those are about all the factions I could find. If this video gets around like 20-30 likes, I'll probably do a part 2. I'll have to do a lot more research than I did for this one. And speaking of research, special thanks to the Helldivers 2 Reddit, as well as Super Earth Salute on YouTube and TikTok. They were actually the inspiration behind this video, and they have a lot of really informative stuff about like new gameplay changes and game updates. So if you're interested in that stuff, check them out. If it wasn't for them, this video probably wouldn't have even been made. Yeah, 20 likes for part 2, I guess, and I hope you guys enjoyed the new battle pass.